Today's topic for the FAA Part 107 exam is hazardous weather, specifically microbursts, wind shear, fog, and structural icing. A microburst is one of the most violent weather phenomena a remote pilot can encounter. For your exam, you must memorize its key characteristics. It is an incredibly intense, localized column of sinking air, or downdraft, with a diameter of roughly 1 to 2.5 nautical miles. While it typically only lasts for about 15 minutes, the downdraft can create destructive winds of up to 100 knots upon hitting the ground and spreading out in all directions. The exam will test your ability to recognize the conditions that produce them, which is almost always underneath a mature thunderstorm. A classic exam question will describe a scenario with virga, which is a rain shaft that evaporates before reaching the ground, as a primary visual indicator of a potential microburst. The most common exam trap is underestimating the avoidance distance. The FAA's official recommendation is to avoid all thunderstorms, especially those identified as severe or showing intense radar echoes, by at least 20 nautical miles. Memorize that number. It will likely be an answer choice. Next, we'll examine wind shear. This is defined as any sudden drastic change in wind speed or direction over a very short distance. For a small unmanned aircraft, an unexpected encounter with wind shear can instantly overwhelm the flight controller, causing a loss of control and flipping the drone. The Part 107 exam will present scenarios and ask you to identify where wind shear is most likely to occur. These areas include the vicinity of thunderstorms with their gust fronts, near a passing frontal system, or associated with a strong temperature inversion close to the ground, especially on calm nights. You also need to know about mechanical turbulence, which is a form of wind shear caused by wind flowing over and around obstacles, like large buildings or rugged terrain. A common trick question involves assuming wind shear is only a high-altitude problem. The exam is focused on low-level wind shear, which is the most critical and immediate threat to your drone operations, especially during launch and recovery. Now for fog, which is essentially a cloud that has its base at the surface of the Earth. From an operational standpoint, fog directly impacts your ability to maintain the required minimum weather visibility of 3 statute miles from your control station. For the exam, the most critical concept is the relationship between temperature and dew point. Fog forms when the temperature-dew point spread is small, generally less than 5 degrees Fahrenheit or 3 degrees Celsius. When these two values are close, the air is nearly saturated and moisture will condense into visible water droplets. You will be expected to differentiate between the main types. Radiation fog forms on calm, clear nights as the ground cools the air directly above it. Advection fog forms when warm, moist air moves horizontally over a cooler surface. Upslope fog is created when moist air is forced up rising terrain and cools. A common exam trap is mixing these up. To help you remember the core condition, use this phrase: to see the fog, the temps must hug. This mental shortcut links the small temperature dew point spread to fog formation. Finally, we have structural icing. This is a severe hazard that can destroy a drone's aerodynamic efficiency in a matter of minutes. For the Part 107 exam, you must know the 2 conditions that are absolutely required for structural icing to form. First, the drone must be flying through visible moisture, such as a cloud or freezing rain, and second, the temperature of the aircraft's surface must be at or below freezing. The single biggest exam trap is seeing a below freezing temperature on a weather report and automatically assuming icing is a risk. An exam question might state the temperature is -10 degrees Celsius, but the sky is clear. In this scenario, there is zero risk of structural icing because the first condition, visible moisture, is not met. The FAA is very clear. Do not fly when conditions are conducive to icing, as the accumulation on propellers will disrupt airflow, dramatically reduce lift, and will almost certainly lead to a catastrophic failure and crash. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.